Okay, so it's been quite a while since we talked about Cinder and the whole situation that has gone on, but it seems that we do have an update on it, with Cinder actually coming back for a couple of messages, which I think is absolutely great, because obviously it just shows people that obviously she is okay, despite everything that has happened. Obviously, as I said, you guys can have your own opinions either way or other. I don't really care at this point, but obviously it seems like she has been emerging in her community now, which I kind of wanted to obviously make you guys aware about, and also talk about the potential of a return as well, because obviously that is a conversation that a lot of people have been bringing up. Now, obviously, this was the first post. If you don't know, yesterday was Cinder's birthday, so again, obviously a lot of people were wishing her happy birthday. I think also the Discord opened up a channel literally just for birthday wishes, so obviously a lot of people have been sending them over and just being very supportive. And then obviously Cinder actually responded to this, saying thank you for the birthday wishes, heart. And obviously there's been a lot of emotes and stuff. People were very happy to see her back. Now obviously this is the second time that we've seen Cinder back since the entire thing went on, and obviously yeah, it's insane to see her, you know, back. I don't know, it just feels weird, but at the same time, you know, I'm not too against it. I think that obviously you know, although Cinder did some pretty bad stuff, right, you know, if she was to come back to the community, I think that, you know, as long as she doesn't do any of the stuff that she tried to pull last time, then, you know, I don't really care. Like, me personally, I'm not gonna like watch her, but, you know, if other people want to go back and watch her, I think that's not really much of a big deal. I mean, it's been months, let's be real. Obviously, you know, I wouldn't blame a lot of the people affected by a lot of the stuff that's gone on for not interacting with her if she was to come back. I think that is totally okay. But if she wanted to come back and maybe just do her own thing or whatever, and people wanted to support her, then I think she could, you know, obviously, who am I to obviously stop her from coming back, and the same for anybody else as well. But again, I do think it is pretty interesting, and obviously, yeah, as I said, this is the second message we've seen. We also saw another one a couple of months ago. Obviously, you know, obviously her just putting out a message in her Discord again. She also put out a second message as well, which was just a much shorter one of a just a crying emoji and a heart for everybody saying happy birthday in a VC chat. And obviously, a lot of people have been, you know, saying stuff that's awesome to see. Fingers crossed she will return soon. So obviously a lot of people have been hoping that she will return. Now, is this a sign that Cinder will come back? No, I don't think this is. I don't think this is a case where Cinder will be returning super soon, and this is essentially an admission of that she will be back. But I do think it is a step forwards. I think it is a step forwards to her returning, with the fact that obviously, you know, she is now interacting with people on her account again, which is something that she was not doing before. It seems like she's getting more comfortable with obviously speaking on it and, you know, talking to her community. I mean, you know, a lot of her community have been very supportive of her, despite everything, you know, and, you know, even in the community itself, I have talked to some people, you know, there are some people that don't really like what happened, right? But they still will support her, and the same thing the other way around. They, you know, they think that obviously, you know, she was in the right in that situation, and they also still support her. There's multiple angles to this, really, and there's a lot of people that are still supporting her to this day, and including obviously, you know, due to the birthday, they actually set up a big kind of hype train on her offline chat, which is, I completely forgot someone could actually do this, by the way. I think it is kind of crazy that this even happened, but, you know, they got a level 32 hype train, which is kind of hard, even on, like, a normal stream. Like, someone actually streaming can struggle to get to a level 32 hype train, but they managed to do it in the offline chat, which is pretty insane, and obviously, I'm guessing this was for her birthday. Obviously, they said that's more than twice of our previous record on the offline chat, so, again, obviously, I'm assuming they've tried this once before, and yeah, it seems like they've absolutely smashed their record there. They said you didn't just show up, you exploded with love, support, and sheer power. From subs to cheers, from heartfelt messages to roaring emotes, you came together in one unforgettable wave of celebration for Cinder's birthday. This wasn't just about a number, it was a message. We're still here, we still believe, we still care deeply. Thank you to every single one of you who joined, cheered, subscribed, or simply shared the moment. You turned a birthday wish into a blazing reality. Let's carry this energy forwards, not just for today, but every single day. And obviously, yeah, I think the Pyropop Center has been very good in terms of, you know, promoting positivity in the community. You know, they haven't been, you know, about negativity or stuff, which a lot of obviously people have been, which I think is great. I think the Pyropop Center is doing a great job, obviously bringing the community together, you know, despite the very disjointed time, because again, it can be pretty hard, especially with the whole stuff that went down, and obviously people would feel quite disjointed, had nowhere to go, and I think, you know, pages like the Power Pop Center and also the moderators over at the Discord for Sinder have been kind of rounding everybody up and, you know, obviously keeping everybody as a community despite Sinder, you know, not streaming at the moment. So again, I do think it is a very interesting situation. Now, obviously, as I said, you know, I know a lot of you guys are very mixed on your thoughts about Sinder and her coming back. As I said, me personally, as long as she just kind of sticks to herself and doesn't interact with anybody that doesn't want to be interacted with, then I think it's fine. I think that honestly, you know, she could do whatever the hell she wants. And obviously, as long as she actually, you know, changes her ways in terms of, you know, what has happened previously, you know, then I definitely think that, you know, there is a chance for her to come back here. But again, obviously, that doesn't mean it's going to be accepted by everybody. It's probably going to be met with a lot of backlash from many people, which is totally understandable as well, because a lot of people were, you know, pretty heavily affected hearing a lot of the stuff that was going on. So I can also understand the fact that, you know, there is a lot of people that will not like her to come back, and that is, you know, totally okay. You're totally okay to think that as well. So again, I think either way, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. And, you know, if you are someone that is very invested in this situation, then maybe, you know, just take a step back for a minute, because again, I do think that at the end of the day, we now know what, you know, Sinder did back then. You know, if you don't want to interact with her, then you can just kind of move on, and then if not, then you can interact with her stuff. But even then, you know, I think that it is a very interesting kind of thing going on. But again, I just kind of wanted to report on that kind of, I guess, like Sinder sighting. You know, it's almost like spotting Bigfoot, you know, because again, obviously, it's been a long time since she has talked properly in the chats and things like that. And obviously a lot of people are very excited. You know, people saying, I'm sorry that we have people that are just saying mean things, but just can't ignore them. It's not worth the time. That she's okay. Happy birthday to the Hellhound herself. They wait, is she returned, or is this an automatic message? I don't think it is an automatic message. I think this is a manual message, but obviously it doesn't mean that she's returned in any fashion, you know, even though, you know, people were saying that, oh God, Sinder's coming back and, you know, all this is happening. Again, it could be like another year or 2 years until we see her come back, if she does. You know, that's even if she does in the first place. Like, we don't know what she's thinking. She hasn't expressed any plans or any kind of decisions on how she's going to move forwards, whether that is continuing to stream or not, and when that is, if it is even happening. So again, obviously, a lot of people speculating about things, but again, Sinder has not said anything about a return yet. And again, it could be in 2 years' time, or it could be in the next 2 weeks, it could be in the next 2 months, it could be in the next 5 months. You never know. Again, it's one of these situations that is very, very confusing for a lot of people. But again, it seems like she is starting to get slowly more comfortable with posting in her community and talking to her community itself. So again, maybe that is a sign that things are starting to get a little bit better for her in terms of coming to terms with everything that has happened and potentially looking at a comeback. But again, obviously, as I said, you know, you're entitled to your own opinions about this kind of stuff, and I totally understand pretty much any kind of argument from this side, to be fair, from any side, to be fair, whenever it comes to Sinder's return, because I know it is a very heavy topic. But again, obviously, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this, because again, I'm very interested in what you guys have to say about this. But again, obviously, it seems like currently it's all positivity, it's all great, and you know, it's just all birthday wishes at the moment. So again, there's nothing to really, you know, put your pitchforks up about or anything like that. You know, obviously, there's no need for that. You know, a lot of the time, again, it's literally just a nice happy birthday celebration for Sinder. And yeah, it seems like they've broken some pretty insane records, which I think is great for a lot of the power pubs that, you know, have been celebrating that. So yeah, I mean, great overall for them. Obviously, as I said, not so great for the people that don't like this kind of stuff. Again, you know, as I said, entitled to your own opinion. I don't really care at this point. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code CASA, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. I definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.